yo. What's up? It's your boy, Kupz the Universe. You know what I'm saying? AKA Poet Lounge, AKA PD Mossberg. You already know, right? So I just want to have a little discussion. Nothing crazy. Um, I was watching something on the C-SPAN channel. It was dealing with the Treasury, and Kamala Harris came out and she spoke. And let me just say something real quick. Kamala, you look really good when you talk like that talk. Like your talk today, I understood it, and not only did I understand what you were saying, I understood the language of it. And you look really powerful and elegant and you look like an African American woman when you talking that freedom, free bank, how free men were before, after, right after slavery. Like I like that talk. I like the language. You know what you said today, and I liked what you said today. Let me just be honest and say that. Um, they got a new chancellor, right? A new counselor for racial equity, right? This is deep. Like I get this. Got a new office of tribal and native affairs, right? It was the Freeman's Bank Forum. Carmela, respectfully, you look really good. Like you glow from the inside when you speak what you spoke today. I seen it. I felt it. I understand what you were saying. I understand every word you were saying. I respect that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's starting to show that we can move forward and everybody can, be kind of appeased and, we can compromise somewhere down the line. China, I'm hearing. Nothing against China though. Of course, like I said, I'm universal, right? And I stand on morals and integrity. Um, so that whole energy, they have police in New York, police in Canada, police in a lot of other places. In fact, we're gonna like cut it right here and so those were the places that was also allowing, China to have police in their state. Apparently, it's based on them wanting to police their own nationals. So all nationals, listen to this. China is actually sending its own police to quote unquote police its own nationals, right? Now, there's another guy on this channel, a survival channel, and he's a really cool guy. You know what I'm saying? He has some footage based on China being in Canada and how they feel about, you know, having police occupy there. New York has police occupying here. So let's just look at that real quick.
About China is establishing police stations in New York City. The Chinese government has established overseas police service stations to keep track of its citizens abroad, including one in New York and 3 in Toronto. Old Toronto. And if you wonder why Toronto Well, it's, Justin Trudeau, he loves the Chinese. Here, government allows China to open up police stations in Canada to monitor Chinese nationals. Here's a video real quick of Justin talking about how much he loves China and their dictatorship.
And referred to China.
There's a level of admiration I actually have for China. Their basic dictatorship is allowing
Admiration for China, their basic dictatorship.
Allowing them to actually turn their economy around on a dime and say, we need to go green as fast as we need to start, investing in solar.
I can promise you going green as fast as will not turn your economy around on a dime. Justin, you can blow that smoke up somebody else's.
I mean, there is a flexibility that I know Stephen Harper must dream about, of having a dictatorship that he could do everything he wanted.
And he also desires to do everything he wants. You're going to see that in a second.
I find quite interesting.
The federal government has invoked the Emergencies Act to supplement provincial and territorial capacity to address the blockades and occupations. The police will be given more tools to restore order in places where public assemblies can constitute illegal and dangerous activities. These tools include strengthening their ability to impose fines or imprisonment.
As of today,
why no one in Canada hasn't screamed fix bayonets yet? I'm still confused.
a bank or other financial service provider will be able to immediately freeze or suspend an account without a court order. Federal government
Without a court order, i.e. freezing your money, your assets, because they're naming you a terrorist.
institutions will have a new broad authority to share relevant information with banks and other financial service providers. We are broadening the scope of Canada's anti-money laundering and terrorist financing rules so that they cover crowdfunding platforms and the payment service providers they use.
Government overreach. It's coming your county near you.
All right, so we done looked at that now, and that's kind of spooky. I was observing some other texts in some other videos, and it was saying how their main goal is to stop fraud, like robot fraud calls. From people that's in their country, but those that even are not, charged of doing a crime like that is also being persuaded kind of strongly to go back to their country. So I don't know if this is like China rounding up all their people, or if this is like a low-key invasion. Right? Now, not to scare nobody, just hear me out, right? Because it would be like Chinese boots on the ground. Now, I don't know if there's agreements and treaties made, like we already discussed a lot with the debts and such, so we understand how the politics of these things are even allowed it. My thing is, communists or not, respectfully, you can't come here and do operations that affect nationals of this land, sovereigns of this land. So if you're gonna just intervene or involve yourself with your own and not really do like espionage and spy operations and hackings and all this other stuff, and I'm not saying that China does this, I'm just saying that these things seem to always happen. And it always seem to come from someone in China. Maybe because they like the better hackers. I don't know. But yeah. So what do y'all think about this, man? Like personally, as a sovereign, I guess they would naturally have the right to come and get their own people. I don't know if they would have the right or the jurisdiction to actually function in any of the states dealing with sovereigns and sovereignties and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? Unless the Chinese are willing to agree to a peaceful treaty with the beings that are nationals of this land, right? And I mean, like sovereign nationals, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I just wanted to explain that. They also said that, you know, the police officers that of these places are, you know, hidden under, like, you know, other addresses. So you might have an address of a laundromat, and underground it could be a Chinese police station. You know what I'm saying? And they are given, I don't know who's giving them the authority to even do this on the land, but as a sovereign who doesn't breach the peace, I'm saying that as long as this is a peaceful operation and remains such for the remainder of the time as of this, the duration of this operation that is being done, I think it's called 110 overseas, right? 110 overseas, that whole energy. But you know, as the other brother said from the survival channel, you know, it sounds kind of jinxy. It sounds kind of like the takeover. And in one of my previous videos, I spoke on how China basically had the whole world in its pocket. In this video, you just seen how many states, how many countries around the world is allowing Chinese police to operate in their jurisdiction. So it's like, you know, other than sovereigns, right? Other than the righteous, you know, melanated beings that, you know, I don't, you know, no disrespect to any other beings, but, you know, I don't know if they would actually have the jurisdiction, you know what I'm saying, being with Interpol or not, to come. And I think that the only reason that is allowed it is because of it's an operation for their own people. So like I said, I don't really have a problem with China, man. I just don't want the natural real land North America, right? Republic, state, Kings County, you know what I'm saying? I don't want none of those foreign powers to infringe on any of the free beings that is in this natural country, or even the citizens that are a part of the corporation. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, so yeah, it's your boy Kupz the Universe. I just wanted to have that quick conversation. Police, Chinese police is basically popping up all over the place in New York. They're in New York. They're in Canada. They're in different places. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully though, you know what I'm saying? According to them, is 110 overseas is the operation. It's supposed to be dealing with a bunch of scam calls and such. You know what I'm saying? My thing is, I hope this is not phase one of the invasion. You see what I'm saying? Or of an invasion. You see what I'm saying? Because, you know, there's no breach of the peace. You know what I'm saying? With us and any public officials, and, you know, we trying to keep things lit. I'm not too certain about communists, but I'm sure that they can be talked to from a sovereign point of level. I'm just not sure exactly how. I'm looking into it though. Anyway, yo, it's your boy, Kupz the Universe, aka Pole Lounge, aka PD Mossberg. Shout out to the Sty. Shout out to all my neighbors. Shout out to, you know, the whole borough. Shout out to the whole city. Shout out to the state. You know, shout out to the nation. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the globe. You know what I'm saying? Hope everybody have a blessed and peaceful day, and everybody has a great one. And I'll talk to y'all on the rebound, man. Peace.